Am I the asshole for refusing to financially support my in-laws until they show me some respect? Throwaway. I, 32 male, have been with my wife, 28 female, for 6 years and we have 3 children, 6 male, 4 male, 2 male. I have a speech impediment, it's nothing too serious, I don't stutter or anything like that, and people are definitely able to understand what I say. Since people suck, I was ridiculed because of it for basically my entire childhood by almost everyone, including my parents, I knew. Of course, people still laugh at and ridicule me for my disability, but since I have gained confidence as I matured, I am less tolerant of it, one of the reasons I cut contact with my parents and stand up for myself a lot more. My in-laws, like most people, enjoy making fun of and ridiculing me for the way I sound. I have of course told them I am not comfortable with it, but they still do it. Eventually, I just started ignoring them or leaving the room whenever they do it. Recently my dog, which I had for 5 years, passed away, so it's been a hard past few weeks for me and I haven't had the best temper this week. Yesterday morning my wife's parents came to my house to see our child, they were still sleeping when this happened. While we were having breakfast they asked me if I could lend them some money since they have been having a difficult year, obvious reasons why. And literally 30 seconds after they asked for money, my in-laws made a joke about my voice. At this point was at a loss for words and simply told them to fuck off and to learn some respect if they want money. All day my wife has been begging me to reconsider, saying that what they said was just a harmless joke and that she is sorry if it offended me. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. What they said was just a harmless joke. And yet it sure seems to have harmed their chances for getting a free loan. Not the asshole. Donate however much they asked for to a charity that helps kids with speech issues, since they're so bothered by them. Your wife is the biggest asshole in the story and I am upset on your behalf. Absolutely not the asshole and stand your ground. Maybe suggest to your wife that she do some self-reflection or get some therapy for her unacceptable behavior too. Not the asshole. Your in-laws suck for this. And your wife also sucks. Why is she defending them? Why does she allow this behavior to continue? She should be standing up to you, not defend the people who insult you. How can you deal with this, op? You have to have some patience. Just reading this makes me mad. Your wife has the audacity to defend your in-laws on their bullshit. Not the asshole. She is sorry if it offended me. That's nice, but are they sorry? Because if they were, it seems like they'd have dropped this and found a joke you could actually laugh at a long, long time ago. Not the asshole. Your in-laws can't make fun of you and ask for money, that's just messed up. Your wife needs to stop defending her parents and step up to stop them from making fun of you. She should have shut down her parents' insults a long time ago. If your in-laws can't be nice, they don't get your help. This is a basic concept you learn about in preschool. Not the asshole. Good for you, bro. Don't tolerate bullshit like this. We welcome disrespect when we don't stand up to it. Harmless to her, of course she forgives them, she's not the one dealing with the constant ridicule. NTA. All day my wife has been begging me. You're talking to the wrong party from this situation. NTA. But sounds like your wife is the issue here as well, since she allows her family to disrespect her husband. Sorry if it offended you is such a color answer, and I would let her stay at her parents for a little while as well. Not the asshole, stand your ground. I'm appalled your wife doesn't have your back either. Not the asshole. You've gone way too far in allowing these people to disrespect and insult you. You spoke up for yourself and told them you didn't like it and they continued. When that happened, that's when you should have told your wife that you expect her support. Sure, you can leave the room, but if she continues to visit, she's allowing them to treat you badly, which means she's actually treating you badly herself. Tell your wife you are dead serious, that it wasn't a harmless joke, it's a harmful insult, one of a long string of insults you've endured from her family over the years, and that you haven't demanded her support in putting a stop to. It's time for her to stand up for you. Not the asshole. I wouldn't give them money ever. They sound awful. Not the asshole, your wife is enabling them to bully you, it's not a joke, it's being cruel. Not the asshole. And if your wife actually feels bad about them offending you, she'd have them visit the grandchildren, not at your home. Your wife should be protecting and shielding you from her parents. And your parents and in-laws truly do suck. Not the asshole. No is a complete sentence. They want respect? They should show you some respect. Not the asshole. Your wife needs re-education on what harmless means. You're absolutely right to be angry, of course. That being said, does your wife not have access to money herself? Does she earn anything, or does she have a certain amount of household income going into a pot for her own leisure, hobbies, luxuries, or her own savings? If so, then can she not lend them some money herself? I do not for 1 second condone what they are doing or your wife for not having your back, but I'm also a bit wary of marriages where one partner holds all the purse strings 100%. Not the asshole. It's not a harmless joke and your wife should know better than to say that. I'd have a very serious conversation with her about boundaries, respect, expectations, and the considerable degree of assholery her parents treat you with. And I'm terribly sorry for your loss, Op. NTA. They shouldn't be making fun of your speech impediment, and you certainly don't make fun of someone you're trying to ask for help. Your wife is an asshole here too. When you've been bullied all your life over your speech impediment, it's not a harmless joke at all. Stand your ground, but you need to speak to your wife and she needs to have your back regarding your speech impediment. Your wife hasn't apologized. I am sorry if you were offended is not an apology at all. More importantly, have the in-laws tried to apologize? And by this I mean, we are sorry for making fun of your speech impediment. Hard. Not the asshole. If they're gonna be rude, they don't get shit. Not the asshole. Not only were your in-laws acing like asshole and asking for a loan, would they have really paid you back? Small rant about my Phil and his wife. Hubby has them helped financially for 20 years. They're struggling due to COVID like many. However, I decided to do something for myself and bought new furniture with my own money because we've always had second hand and I'm asshole in Phil's mind for it. I'm just floored at how entitled people can be. Not the asshole. How is it not clear to them how serious you take them making fun of your speaking? You literally cut out your own parents for it. Why would it be expected for you to cave now? Not the asshole. You may have a speech impediment, but at least you choose your words wisely. Some people deserve no right to speak when they make fun out of a disability. Tell them that at least you use your voice to spread good and not be awful. Not the asshole. You must stand your ground, and judging by the way they're treating you, I'm afraid I will have to tell you that they won't show you respect for the next couple of months, let alone years, let alone lifetimes. I hope you find a way to convince your wife to have your back. Nope. No handouts for assholes or ingrates. Stand your ground and never lend them a cent. Sit back and watch the fun unfold. Not the asshole. They don't respect you, they only want your money. It's disappointing that your wife is siding with them. She needs to set firm boundaries with them. Not the asshole. Tell your wife it's not her job to apologize. It's her parents. Both of them. In person. And it has to be an actual apology, not a "I'm sorry if your feelings got hurt" one. And explain, as someone mentioned above, that this harmless joke turned out to be very harmful to her parents, because the apology is for the disrespect, and won't get them any money. There won't be any money because that's your harmless joke. Ha. 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 Not the asshole. You've been clear about asking them to respect you, they've been clear about not doing that. Why would you want to go out of your way for people who treat you poorly? Not the asshole. It's not a harmless joke if it hurts the other person. And as you've asked them to stop and they continued, that's just bullying, straight and simple. They don't get to make fun of you and then ask for money. Don't give in. I'm sorry they're hurting for money, and it affects your wife as it's her parents, but I wouldn't loan anyone anything if they were rude, or disrespectful. Fuck that noise. Your money, your decision. It's a joke until you say it isn't. Then it's plain bullying. I wouldn't give them the steam off my piss. Not the asshole. Ask them and your wife to explain the joke to you. You will be the joke if you loan them money. Not the asshole. Yeah, not the asshole. Your in-laws and especially your wife are just no so. Like, why hasn't good ol' wifey stood up to her parents for making fun of you after you've repeatedly told them how it makes you feel? You need to have a sit down with the wife and ask if she'd like it if you constantly made fun of her for something? That's way messed up. So their idea of a way to get what they want is to ask for it and then to insult the person they're asking? Genius. No, you're not the asshole. And your wife, she's kinda being in a hole. She's sorry if it offended you? Dude, you've said it bothers you over and over again. You've changed your behavior to discourage your ILs from doing it. Of course it offended you. She's supposed to support you now, not them. She shouldn't have put up with them treating you like that for, presumably, years. If you genuinely want to maintain a relationship with them, the only thing I would apologize for, and that's a big maybe, would be for lashing out. But as for being offended and being treated like crap, I wouldn't apologize for the sentiment. Not the asshole. This seems like a conflict between you and your wife, not you and your in-laws. Presumably it would be a joint decision to loan them money. Not the asshole. I wanted to say don't use F word, but if I was in similar situation, losen dog shortly, being begged for money and insulted at same time, I would use similar word in my language. Not the asshole. Usually if one is asking for money they're on their best behavior. The fact that they made fun of you at that moment proves how little they respect you. Honestly, your wife is also an asshole for not saying something ages ago. Not the asshole. The fact your wife knows your own parents ridiculed you and you cut contact, and then would still say what she said, has me worried about her respect for you. You don't have to put up with that shit. I can't believe these people would. Not the asshole. I'm really sorry to hear about your dog. You've established a boundary with your in-laws, though don't make fun of my disability should not have to be a boundary anyway, and they've shown they have no problem ignoring that and making you uncomfortable. Honestly, I agree with other commenters, your wife should have your back, and I don't think you're under any obligation to give financial assistance to people who have no respect for you. Not the asshole. Go you for standing up for yourself and telling them what they needed to hear. Your wife sucks for telling you that the persistent shitty comments about your disability are harmless or jokes. The comments are neither, and if they're going to come to you with their hands out, they can be respectful and stop being rude to you. Refer to her parents as deadbeats even to their faces. If they say anything, remind them it's just a harmless joke. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. You need to cut contact with them too. Your wife is an asshole because she should have shut her parents down ages ago. Instead she enables them. Don't loan them a dime. Not the asshole. Do not apologize. Do not give them money. Your in-laws need to apologize and never do this again if they want a relationship with you. Your wife owes you an apology because it is not for her to decide what is harmless to you. She should be as angry as you rightfully are. What is wrong with her? Maybe she's more afraid of their consequences than of yours? Who knows, but still. I'm sorry that you in-laws and your wife are failing you right now. I hope they all smarten up ASAP. Please maintain your standards for other people's treatment of you. First of all, not the asshole, obviously. But also, info, how does your wife not know that this kind of teasing is degrading to you? It's part of the reason why you went NC with your parents, surely she is well aware, and then for her to observe that same behavior from her own parents and remain silent? Something doesn't add up here. Not the asshole. Why isn't your wife standing up for you? In-laws want to walk into your house uninvited, hands out for your money, and in nearly the same breath mock your disability? Not a chance. Not the asshole. I'm sorry you feel that way is the most backhanded apology ever. Just means they won't stop teasing you. Not the asshole. But is her wife a som? Why can't she support them? Not the asshole. You have a wife problem. She didn't stand up for you and she's dismissing their behavior without holding them accountable. People who are asking for favors should have enough common sense not to make fun of the person who would write the would-be check. Not the asshole. Wow, I'm really sorry you're surrounded by people like that. No, there's no excuse for their behavior. I mean, geez, you even told them you weren't comfortable with it, when, really, you shouldn't have needed to say anything. If this was your child we were all talking about, I can't imagine anyone suggesting that you give your child money as a means of teaching them to not be rude and be considerate of others. Well, even worse because we're talking about adults. If anything, I think you've demonstrated something good about your character, that you bit your tongue for so long, and even now, you're still willing to help them, if only they'd extend you the most basic consideration. Not the asshole. You don't get to insult a person every time you see them and then enjoy their money.